Undertale is a RPG, a Japanese-style role-playing game where you don't have to fight anything, where you don't have to hurt anything. You can hurt things if you want to, but you don't have to. There are dogs in the game, and you can pet the dogs, and so this is the first game to have... well, this might not be the first game to have so many dogs you can pet, but it's definitely one of the most well-known games that has many dogs you can pet. And I think what people have been wanting their whole life is a game where you can pet a lot of dogs, so... That's why. That's the entire reason for its success.
You walk into a snowy graveyard of sculptures, all of them toppled over, decapitated, abandoned. There's a small hut with a random bit of dialogue and a checkpoint, and in the corner, a solitary inhabitant who tells you the story of the sculptor. Before its release in 2015, Toby Fox spent years writing, programming, scoring, and creating art for Undertale. He was effectively a one-person team, enlisting the help of only his friend Temmie Chang for a bulk of the art. From the beginning, Fox wanted to keep the team small because he believed it was the best way to communicate his vision without diluting it. So every piece, every pixel, is a direct choice from the creator himself. And I think that's what made me so curious about rooms like this one, and this one, and this one. Rooms with no fights, no puzzles, just random, seemingly irrelevant dialogue. So, are they just gags? Red herrings? Well, if there's one thing you'll learn by playing Undertale, it's that all of your actions have consequences, and everything has a reason. And this is the core of the well-known twist of Undertale. What would happen if every seemingly insignificant enemy you killed in an RPG actually did matter in the end? On my first run, I spared a lot of enemies mostly because I was intrigued by the option to do so, but as the game dragged on, I ended up killing monsters for the money to speed things up. In the end, I received the most generic ending possible, the default neutral route. But after playing a few more times and doom-scrolling Reddit, I learned there are hundreds of secrets and virtually infinite ways to play the game from start to finish. So it turns out my first run, which I initially believed was kind of generic, actually wasn't. In fact, it was this first run where I believe the true meaning of Undertale was revealed to me. When fighting Lesser Dog, I accidentally hit Act again instead of Spare, so of course I pet him an extra time. Later, I found a Reddit post saying that the Snow Dog statues only appear if you pet Lesser Dog more than 3 times, so without that extra pet, you just see a pile of snow. I couldn't stop thinking about this, how a single accidental action unlocked what ultimately became the most intriguing part of the game to me. This room had me so curious. Why did he put it here? What was he trying to say through it? Well, we know from interviews that before Undertale, Fox grew up trying to make RPGs, but nearly all of them remained unfinished, just like the Snow Dog statues. So is this room Fox telling us something about his creative journey, perhaps even the process of creating Undertale itself? He solemnly acknowledges the depressing side of the creative process, ideas, stories, and characters that feel so important to us at the start, but we leave behind in a graveyard of failures. But from everything we know about Fox and his philosophy, we can't possibly believe that's all there is to it. Perhaps by immortalizing these failures, Fox views the statue room as more of a museum rather than a graveyard, a place to look back and admire what was created, even if not completed. I like to imagine Fox making this room while Undertale was still just a modest $5,000 Kickstarter campaign, having no idea if anyone would play the game at all, going through the trouble of creating something new almost compulsively, like the overly excited Lesser Dog, but ultimately making conscious, intentional choices to keep going and going and going, building the statue higher and higher, risking the pain of the fall. I think that's why he hid this message not behind a boss battle or some climactic point in the narrative, but simply behind petting the dog an extra time. The same philosophy that drives the entire game, that every moment matters, is exactly how he designed this room to appear, to remind us that the way you play, the way you live, the way you create matters. Everything you make, it all matters in the end. The unfinished projects, the failed attempts, the sculptures that toppled over, they're all part of the museum. They shape who we become, just like Fox's previous attempts to build a game all shaped what Undertale became. I can't help but relate to the feeling that my creative path is riddled with these broken statues. I've had so many ideas for games, music, screenplays, short stories, yet all of my ideas, even those I did finish and release, still feel like they've fallen flat. And the longer I spent on them, the sadder I felt looking back. But when I think about all Fox was able to accomplish by simply trying again and remaining earnest in his efforts, it truly does motivate me to keep creating. In an interview once, Fox said that all he really wanted from releasing Undertale was for some kid to think it's fun and cool and then build their own game. So maybe one day I'll build a game that Toby Fox would like to play. But even if it's not the next game I make, then maybe it's the one after that, or after that, or after that. So I guess maybe Undertale really is just a game about petting a dog, and maybe all we need to do to become great artists is to stay determined. Thank you, Toby Fox, for 10 years of Undertale.